Is it true what you said about the purity of women in your country?
Christ, no. Foul slatterns and trollops everywhere in London.
Foul slatterns and trollops everywhere.
If I was in that circumstance, would I act any different?
Cinema Mosaic.
What's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and you already see Rekkai is in the building. What's going on, champion?
Hello, Governor.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Shogun, episode 3. Listen, if this is your first time watching with us, don't worry. We got 1 and 2 in the description. You can get to it quick. Make sure you stay to the very end, because me and Rekkai are going to chop it up, have a bit of a back and forth, a review, if you will, regarding the things we liked and the things that may have us scratching our heads. So without any further ado, let's get started. Man, I've been waiting all week. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has been looking forward to this. Probably one of the more talked about shows of this past week.
I found this on your ship. We show these to the Japanese, and he will be hanged for piracy.
Man, his whole mind got blown. He discovered how big the world just got.
Let this be my burden, Father.
Yup. I've always been fascinated with, what is it? Cuneiform? Is that the name of it? That style of writing?
Calligraphy?
Calligraphy. Oh, let's say cuneiform. That's not even a word, is it?
誠に本日でござりましょうか。
刀をお預け願おう。
Ooh, that's a tall ask. Take a man's sword.
奴らは忍びにございましょう。阿弥陀仏に厳格な誓いを立てておるそうで。
わしの首を狙うのに、藪重殿ならいくら払われますかな。
That's an interesting question.
その方はわしにとって頼もしき味方ではなかったかの。それとも石堂殿に毒されてしまったかの。石堂がその方の屋敷を訪ねたと聞いておる。
虎長様の代わりに大老にしてやると。
その気になったか。
At least he's honest.
めっそうもございませぬ。
では駿河を信ぜよう。あの資格は安心を討つために送られてきたのじゃ。安心と桐の身を守るため、網代にあるそなたの漁村に連れ帰ってもらいたい。
虎長様はこちらに留まって何をなさるので。
Can't tell you all my plans.
Yeah, man.
You running back telling your boy.
That part. Like, listen, I'm gonna let you keep your head, but don't mean I trust you.
Yeah.
Captain, you forget yourself.
And you forget, I don't work for the church, I work for the crown.
Let it be known, the black ship sails tonight. The longer we sit around, the worse that pilot makes it for us. We're on the wind tonight.
A pilot? You're still alive. I'll be fucked. This warlock here, he aims to bleed me to release the foulness from my blood.
I'm not familiar with this warlock, but...
He called him a warlock?
You refuse to see it. What those priests are capable of even now. Christ! How much are the Jesuits paying this one to kill me?
おそらくこの御人にいるようなのは医者ではなく女子じゃ。
Since you are so upset, the doctor suggests we send a woman to pillow with you instead.
Pillow?
It is the physical joining of a man and woman.
If it's not a warlock, he's most certainly a pimp.
行き先はどちらにござりまする？
虎長様の家来衆と共に網代へ戻るのじゃ。
何をそのようなことに。
そなたが心得ずともよい。
He be talking, can't carry crazy.
お前の婿殿と赤子には、かわいそうなことをした。だが二人が死んだのは、大義ある戦いのため。
Dang, she lost both. Whew.
今度は、お前の番じゃ。
Yeah, because that's his daughter.
虎長様は来られるのでござる。
どうしても残られるそうじゃ。
ならばこれが今生の別れとなりましょうな。
That armor is bananas. Man, that shit is dope.
もう出立してしかるべきでござる。
何者かが門にこちらに向かっておりまする。一同様が。
Man just brushed some little spears to the side. Like, come on, man.
Ashita.
A real one rolled up.
ご出立と名残惜しゅうござる。
私もお名残惜しゅうござりまするが、我が殿が大坂には資格が多すぎるとおっしゃります。
That part. I mean, they got all the reason to leave. Shoot.
どうか案ずるには及びません。
これなきようじゃ。旅のご無事をお祈り申し上げる。
They're doing the most out here.
To show your true heart is to risk your life.
What happens if he's found?
He will be killed. And all of us.
We all gambling.
通る者は皆調べさせていただく。
No one's going to stop him. This is unacceptable.
腹を立てているのでございましょう。お国では女の顔を覗くことが部長。
Look at him playing his part.
ご容赦くださいませ。日の本の風習に慣れていないのです。
Watching that face smack, huh?
まるで風習が違っておりますゆえ、こちらの申すことがどうにも通じませず。
You, sir, are a silly little man, and your hair looks like the tail of a pony. Well, I hope you didn't mind the part about the pony.
こいつが我らが命をかけて守ろう男か。
But that's because he thinks local. He don't even have no idea what he just did.
He has none. Nobody. No idea.
Is it true what you said about the purity of women in your country?
Christ, no. Foul slatterns and trollop everywhere in London.
Foul slatterns and trollops everywhere.
The moment of the clouds and the rain is as near to heaven as they can get.
The clouds and the rain.
It means...
Thank you, I understand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, skeet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it Hiro-sama?
No, I do not think so.
Yeah, now you get it. Yabu said, what? It's like, wait a minute. Oh.
We have to help him.
He's like that, though.
Yeah, Marika got hands.
Ooh. She nice, too.
Yeah.
今後はこのようなことが起きる前にご計画を教えていただきたいものでございますな。
我々はここで決断を食い止め、後から追いつくゆえ。
All right, man.
港の者どもに伝えてやれ。
Give Matara one thing. The dude got a heavy set on him.
What was that damn word again? Ima. Gogu.
They're gonna take the black ship.
Ooh. 待て。文太郎殿が参られた。
Go ahead, Butaro. Shit.
Good to go back.
このまま前進しろ。
Christ's sake, you can still make it.
Fighting with honor.
Yeah, he's Mariko's husband.
Yeah, but I wonder, who is he attached to, though? Listen, that's what you call going out like a G.
Going out like a G.
Look like a blockade?
Yep.
Do they fish at night here?
That's a blockade. They ready.
And what's up? Shinu. But they can't sink her.
We go get on that boat.
Captain General. Quite a show upstairs. Might want to see it.
He's like, it is a shit show out here. He said, you want permission to leave? I give you permission. With us on board.
Oh, English! Still alive, I see.
Leg!
Fine. How's your mother?
Dead!
He requests an escort through the harbor.
黒船が我らの船を護衛してくれるなら、大阪港からの出港許可を与えよう。
I don't need your permission. I was leaving anyway.
And for permission I don't need, but the price just went up.
船長はそれでは不足だと申しております。
So then you eating in front of a guest like that?
He asks us to turn the Christian lords in his favor.
That is bribery. And impossible.
Bribery, the audacity for you to say that, the gall.
あなた様の懐に入り込んだあの者についてはお耳に入れねばならぬことがございます。あの男は商人などではございません。
Oh wow, gave up the rudders, huh?
Well done, Martin.
Fishing snitch job.
We will be able to hold him to that promise of a church.
See, for them to get a foothold in Osaka is a big deal. To have a church there.
How fast can that bitch go, Rodriguez? You black-eyed son of a shit-fested whore!
Your lips are the devil's arse.
They're on your mother's first!
I even miss a son of a bitch. 5 points to port. Aye, sir. 5 points to port.
5 points it is. My sincerest gratitude!
My sincere, smack yourself.
I warned you once, Rodriguez. They'll never keep me here.
You're not on the end, you salty whale's dick.
Ooh.
I just simply don't let me pass to make up your fucking mind.
Ooh.
By Christ, blood Captain Summer!
Ah, what the hell are you doing? You're giving him the edge.
He already had it.
Well done, you glorious bastard! You glorious bastards! Well done!
That's a debt repaid.
Yeah.
I'll be with you. You'll lead him.
And y'all did try to stop a big ass galley with some fishing boats. Like, that was never gonna work.
だがそれがしが守ると誓ったこの大坂の町で乱暴狼藉を働くとはこたびの一件それがしの侮辱と受け止め申す。
ゆうべのことでお怒りならばごもっともじゃ。
Yeah, I bet you do.
虎長がこの世から消えるはもはや目前でござる。あの万人はそれがしがこの手で木山殿にお渡しいたす。
Agreed.
戸田広松殿が伝言を持ってお見えにござりまする。
Yeah, Toranaga's right hand man.
大老職を辞すると決めたよし。皆様方にお伝えせよと申しつかってまいりました。誠に申し訳のないことと存じ上げたとます。
かような紙切れ一枚で何が変わるわけでもない。4対0で虎長を断罪いたすま。
さようにござりまするか。さりながら確か太閤殿下評決は5人の大老において決すべしとお定めになったはず。今は4人様しかおいでになりませぬな。
Yeah.
That was the most polite fuck you.
Yeah. Look at he's burning.
Oh, he's simmering.
You don't.
わしはこの船で江戸へ向かう。向こうに所用があるのじゃ。お前は網代にとどまり、藪重の新たな大砲隊の鍛錬に力を貸し。
あいつは我々裏切り。
それがどうした？
私は父上の子でございます。
Then act like it, man.
Good boy, I'm trying to learn you.
敵も味方も駆け引き次第。この世で頼むべきは己のみぞ。
Naga's like, man, you got to think big picture, baby. There's a
Yeah.
lot more to this.
He said you can use somebody who's betraying you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'll never tire of this weather.
She's newly single.
yeah, she got them choosing eyes now.
Try England.
Yeah.
Humid in the summer. Endless winters.
Yeah.
And of course, famine.
See if you still needed some pillowing.
You must look forward to going home. To be reunited with your family, at least.
He said, my family don't even like me, B.
The truth is, I've never met her. I left England before she was born. 1 year, 11 months, 6 days from Amsterdam. She'll be 2 years old now.
You serve your lords honorably.
I have no lords. I left of my own accord. And this is what beckoned me. The horizon, more than the deep. The freedom, more than the horizon. A fair wind. Be far enough out that you look around and there's nothing but open sea. No yesterday. No tomorrow.
Just today.
Right. Tomorrow is tomorrow.
I'm sorry about your husband.
I'm not.
I mean, she's taking it in stride, right?
She is. I mean, he did his duty.
勇ましい見事な働きぶりであった。
He thanks you for your bravery.
馴染みのキリシタンに別れ際このようなものをもらった。
His books.
Says this was a gift from the priests.
これは海賊行為の証じゃと言うておった。
I'm told they're proof of power.
もしそうなら死をもって償うべき罪じゃ。
Which means death. My lord says he will have to have them translated, and that it will likely take a long time.
暗示には一つの隊を鍛え偉人の戦法を仕込んでもらいたい。そなたの船の武器を用いてな。
He would like you to assemble a regiment and teach them your tactics.
I'm sorry, but I'm just a sailor. I'm not familiar with it. Please, tell him it would be a great honor.
謹んでお引き受けすると申した。
All I ask for in exchange is the return of my men and my ship.
藪重殿、長門と共に学び、万人の戦から学ぶべきことがあるような、すべて取り入れてくれ。
承知しました。
さて、暗陣もこれより家臣としてわしに仕えるの。
Upgraded.
よって暗陣を旗本に任ずる。
He has made you Hatamoto, which is a very great honor.
形がないToranaga様。
Okay.
暗陣に一緒に泳がぬかと聞いてくれ。
My lord would like you to teach him how to dive.
Jump in head first, while extending your hands to break the water.
やってみせよ。
Observational learner.
もう一度じゃ。
He says again.
How many more times must I do this?
Until he is satisfied.
That's for being a pirate, my guy.
また明日やらせてみてはいかがでございまするか。
明日は明日じゃ。今日のうちにものにしてみせる。待て。
Uh-oh. I thought he was doing it like punishment. But he's like, no.
My lord would like to race you to the shore. But I warn you not to let him win. My lord hates that.
I wouldn't dare.
You gonna swim in robes, bro?
参るぞ。
It's hardcore.
Man, like...
Oh, he landing was a little rough.
Toranaga smart though. He made him jump about 30 times first. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Syntell. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. He's like, okay, now I'll race you.
Yeah, he's blow out.
That was an interesting ending. I wouldn't have expected it to end quite like that. With them jumping off the side. That was the swimming part was in the books, but I don't know. I guess I figured they would have just ended it with just them with Anjin-san outmaneuvering the galley. So this, another really good, interesting episode. So, Toranaga and fam were stuck behind enemy lines. Toranaga came up with an idea to do a little switcheroo in order to get out of the city because he knew his time was numbered. So he had to dip and drama ensued. How are you feeling about this episode so far?
I thought this episode was great. We got a little intrigue, like you said, a little drama. The whole bait and switch thing was very interesting. I was personally surprised that they found out as quickly as they did, because their whole objective was really to, if they could, blame it on bandits or whatever to kill the pilot, and even kill the future Tycho's mother if they could. But that plan fell apart on the road with the Christians attacking them, which was very, very interesting. Even the sea blockade that they set up to stop them was, I don't know, I guess not well put together. You'd have thought they'd had a better plan for that, but
to their defense, though, they didn't have time. It was the best thing that they could come up with at the time that they was given. But I feel you. It's like, y'all gonna use fishing boats to try to stop a galley and then
not only did they have time, they weren't working together. They were completely separate.
Very true.
In what they were doing, because one was trying to do this, another one had an idea to do this. So it was kind of it was a shit show. It was kind of a last minute, last ditch effort plan to stop it, which didn't work. Which really, again, my dude Rodriguez, gave him the love. He's like, okay, he's like, you've been paid back, He said, go with God. You're gonna need it, my boy.
You are going to need it. One of the things I really enjoy, and what I think they're doing a pretty good job of in this series, is just paying respect to the culture. And there's a really cool moment, man, with a guy that we don't necessarily like, but there's a difference. My pops used to always tell me, you ain't got to like the person, but you should respect the person, right? And that's my man Butaro, who is Mariko's husband. He's not really a likable kind of person, right? He's the head of his house. He rules with a firm hand in his household. But when it comes to being honor bound and doing the things that his Lord decides and knowing, and knowing what the assignment is, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. He fought his way all the way to the shore's end, looked at his Lord, looked at everybody, gave his respect. So his Lord gave him the okay, gave him the head nod, and he went out swinging. I was like, wow, that's dope. I don't like you, but I do respect you. I feel that. I thought that was pretty dope.
I don't know. I think it's one of those things too. Is like, even though he wasn't a likable character, he still did his job, did his duty for the Lord, for Toranaga or whatever. And it's not even that he had any animosity towards Toranaga. He didn't like the position that his wife was in. He had a lot of insecurities about that, because now, I'm just a soldier out here. I'm a lieutenant or whatever, doing my duty. And you up here having meetings and stuff with the with the Lord. Like, what you doing? Who runs this house? Who wears the pants in this house?
Yeah.
It's me, and you should be at home taking care of our kid. Like, and he didn't like that. He didn't want any of that shine. He didn't see any space for his wife doing what she was doing. He didn't want to recognize the skills that she had. However, when it came down to it, listen, when the Lord gave him the farewell, like, hey, you my boy, Blue. You my boy. Yeah, he went out like a straight G. Like, he fought to the end. Like, and at first I thought he was going to perform, a seppuku, a harikiri out there on the dock. But he turned around and like, let's get it.
Yeah. Come on!
Yes.
Come at me!
Yeah. Who wanted what Hollywood code?
Who wanted what Hollywood code? Oh, that part, man. So if you're a fan of this channel and a fan of me and Rekkai's reactions, you know that we have this thing about costuming, especially when it comes to like things like armor, right? And this show has done such a fantastic job of setting and the costume designs. Yabu's armor is the best I've seen so far. Like, it's just all of the little intricacies, even like some of the smaller soldiers, their armor is crazy. I'm looking at Yabu's armor now on a bit of a replay. It's so well done, just beautifully well done. I can't even imagine whoever it is that's doing the costume design on this show. I mean, just a hat tip. You all just put in extra effort. One more small thing I wanted to ask you, and that is the complexities of the power struggle. And there's so much of it, because we have the church who is trying to just run everything. We also have like the needs of the queen and her sending her merchants out in order to plunder and get as much money as they possibly can. And now you have the merchants kind of like not warring, but disagreeing with the church in order to figure out, who gets to say what when it comes to the plundering and the setting up of Japan. And then you have the lords, the five heads of their state per se, fighting over who's going to control Japan and potentially be a shogun. Then you've got Toranaga going against those folks, trying to do what the Taiko's last biddings were. Like, there's so much power dynamics being moved around, and then there's even smaller ones within each smaller sect. Like we're seeing Yabu, who is Toranaga's now seemingly his second-hand man right now, since his main guy is still stuck behind kind of like enemy lines per se, and how they're trying to figure it out. Like, is this meeting your expectations regarding that Game of Thrones vie for power, or is this something different, or just how are you feeling in general?
Absolutely. And the difference to me is that this is surpassing Game of Thrones, because in Game of Thrones, a lot of things happened that were away from the main chamber. Like, people knew what it was, and so they would make plans over here and over here and over here and over here. But then around the Iron Throne, a lot of things were happening. They'd have these meetings, say, this is what it's going to be. Right here, everybody seems to be right here together. Like, even like this whole plan of how Toranaga planned his escape from behind enemy lines was sublime, and the fact that it didn't go off, perfectly is also perfect too. He knew what it was. He knew, listen, I'm in a position. I'm the only one who has the real, the emperor to be. I have his best interests at heart. These people want the power. They want to take over. I got to get out of here. Like, most people wouldn't have even came in the first place. Nah, let's meet somewhere neutral, something like that. But he also knew that there wasn't a lot that he could control. So, not only that, to submit himself to them and let them do what they was going to do also lowers their guard a little bit because they're like, oh, we got him right where we want him. Do you though?
Do you?
Do you?
Yeah. That kind of like brings it full circle to the very end where we talked about like them diving off of the ship. But at that moment when I was still processing, I think I'm getting it a little bit more. And I feel like Toranaga, even though he is this tactical genius, there is still, you can only do today. You know, you can plot and do whatever it is in the future, but you can only do today. And this Hail Mary play that he did in order to get out of the city, because it is a Hail Mary. It is far more likely to fail than it is to succeed, but that's the only move you got for today, you know? And when he's sitting on the ship at the very end and him and Blackthorne are diving into the ocean, and he's like, you know, I can learn this stuff at a later time, but all I have is today. So let's get to swimming. And there's something now, wow, starting to make a lot more sense now. And there's something poetic about just him and just Toranaga and just Blackthorne swimming in the ocean, racing to get back to Japan. There's something kind of poetic about that now that I've sat on it a little bit. You got any final thoughts or before we roll out this bad boy?
Well, I think it also goes to be said too that Toranaga's plan to escape wouldn't have happened without a little luck. You know, Blackthorne's interference back so that they didn't discover that it was Toranaga and not Lady Keto. Blackthorne realizing when they were on the ship that they couldn't sink the black ship. So they had to go over there and make a deal. And while Blackthorne didn't want to be left behind, he understood this is what it was. Like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not important to what they got going on. So I got left behind. But then he came up with his own plan and sailed out of there because, you know, luckily his boy Rodriguez owed him one.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of luck, you know, or, you know, whatever people want to say, you know, that happened to make everything go, definitely not to plan, but to make everything happen the way it should have, which is what makes this more compelling. Because any one of a number of things could have happened. I mean, when the bandits, you know, the Christian army and them attacked them on the road, Toranaga could have got killed then.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the archers and the whole nine. He could have very well not made it to the harbor, especially when he had ordered them all to the harbor, but that was really the setup to kill Blackthorne. Yeah, like a lot of things could have went very badly.
A lot. I think you're absolutely right on the fact that it does lean on the fact of the unexpected, and it really plays into, it's not like, you know, Hannibal from the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. It's just this flawless execution. No, there's some things that you could even possibly rethink, you know, in hindsight, but when you're in the moment and you have to make that decision, you kind of just stick to it. It just, this is what's going on, and you make the best of it. In the book, they call it karma. Like what is just what happens. And, you know, your fortunes can sometimes be favored good or bad. And a lot of times that's dependent on the deeds that you've done in past lives. There's another attachment to karma as well. But I think for the sake of this show, they're using the term karma as just, it is what it is. You know, that's
well, life. And not only that, we have to forget, we don't have to forget, but we need to remember that even though the way that we are watching this, a lot of this is supposedly told through the lens or told through the through our guide, who is Blackthorne. He's the one who is a surrogate for us that we can kind of recognize. Him also being a Christian in this world that he doesn't fully understand, or he's aware of their culture and customs. However, all of these other people who are not the Christians, the Japanese people themselves, are Buddhist. So, you know, And I think that's one of those ones, especially for people in the Western world, they know so little about Buddhism, that they, meditate, they chant, the Buddha statue, you know the term karma. And that's about it. So you don't understand not only Japanese culture in itself, but also the religious culture and what they're dealing with at this Game of Thrones type atmosphere where it's a political, mess. And then also the religious and governmental overtones that are also govern that. So super interesting. And again, it ended off on a weird place with the swimming, but I'm for it. And again, can't wait till next week. Boy, it takes so long.
I know, right? Now we're gonna have a good week to kind of process all of this. Just to give everybody a heads up, we will probably be bopping in through the community through maybe a live or maybe during a premiere. So I just want everybody to know and kind of like become expectant of that so that we can have a deeper conversation, because this is such a thick, heavy, amazing piece of work that we would love to speak with you all regarding everything. If you want to get to know Rekkai a little bit better, Rekkai, go ahead and tell the people how they get in contact with you.
You can catch me on all social media, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, your social media takes you, at Nupe from the Ville, NUPEFROMDAVILLE, because it's all about this right here.
Hey, if you've been enjoying the conversation with me and Rekkai, be a friend of the channel and hit that subscription button. And of course, give us that thumbs up, because that's how the people know you're digging what we're giving you. All right, that being said, we'll catch you all next episode. All right, y'all.